Welcome to Module 5 of the MITRE ATT&CK course. In this module, we would explore what happens right after an attacker gets in. We would look at how they try to grab credentials, brute force access, or steal active sessions, and how they start mapping out the system, network, and accounts around them. We would also focus on the key signals that expose these moves and the defensive controls that limit how far they can go. Learning objectives. By the end of this module, you will be able to 1. Understand how attackers pull credentials from places like ISAS or SAM and spot the key signs it happened. 2. Detect things like brute force, session hijacking, or dumping attempts through logs and process behavior. 3. Recognize basic discovery actions such as system, network, and user enumeration by their patterns. 4. Apply controls like Credential Guard, LSA protection, and secure admin workstations to limit credential exposure. Credential access and discovery. Credential access, TA0006, and discovery, TA0007, represent the crucial intelligence gathering phase after initial compromise. The adversary knows they are in, but they need to know where to go and what credentials, the keys, will get them there. This focuses on protecting credentials and spotting the small, but noisy signs of internal reconnaissance. Credential access. This is where an attacker tries to grab the keys that unlock the rest of the environment. They look for any way to obtain valid credentials so they can blend in and move deeper without getting flagged. Under this, the main methods are credential dumping and brute forcing. Let's take a look at them. Credential dumping, T1003, is the technique used to obtain account login information stored in the operating system's memory or files. Successful dumping often yields clear text passwords, password hashes, or authentication material, Kerberos tickets. Techniques under this include ISAS, memory dumping, and Security Account Manager, SAM, and LSA secrets. 1. ISAS memory dumping, T1003.001. This process, ISAS.exe, is fundamental to Windows security. It verifies users logging onto a Windows computer or server, handles password changes, and creates access tokens. Procedure. Attackers dump ISAS memory using tools like MITRE ATT&CK to pull passwords, hashes, or Kerberos tickets. Detection. Watch for unusual processes accessing ISAS, and for unexpected dump files appearing on the system. 2. Security Account Manager, SAM, and LSA secrets, T1003.002. The Security Account Manager, SAM, database is a key component of Windows that stores local user account information, including NTLM password hashes. Procedure. Attackers copy the SAM and system hives so they can decrypt password hashes offline. Detection focus. Watch for registry export activity on HKLM/SAM and HKLM/system, since this strongly signals offline hash extraction. Brute force, T1110. Brute force, T1110, involves systematically guessing passwords, either online against a service, like RDP, SSH, or web login, or offline against stolen password hashes. Detection focus. Flag accounts with many failed logins in a short time. Mitigation. Use lockout policies and MFA to shut down brute force attempts. Steal web session cookie, T1539. With the rise of cloud services and zero trust, stealing session cookies has become critical, as a valid cookie grants access without needing a password. Session cookie theft. Procedure. Attackers steal browser-stored session cookies so they can reuse them and hijack accounts. Detection. Watch for unusual file or process access to browser profile folders where cookies are kept. Discovery. System and network reconnaissance commands. The discovery tactic, TA0007, is characterized by the adversary's use of native commands and utilities, living off the land, to get the lay of the land. These techniques generate high volumes of command line interface logs. There are several techniques under this, let's take a look at them. 1. T1016. System Network Configuration Discovery. Looks for host network details using commands like attconfig or netstat. Detection focuses on unusual frequency or rapid command sequences. 2. T1046. Network Service Discovery. Scans for open ports or services on other systems. Detection looks for scanning tools or spikes in internal network traffic. 3. T1087. Account Discovery. Enumerates users and groups with commands like netuser or whoami. Detection flags bursts of these commands that normal users rarely run repeatedly. 4. T1482. Domain Trust Discovery. Identifies domain trust relationships in AD environments. Detection watches for tools or commands querying domain trust paths. Detection strategy, baselines and high-volume analysis. Detecting discovery requires establishing a baseline of normal user activity. High-fidelity alerts are generated by 1. Anomaly, a non-admin user running commands normally used by system administrators. 2. Volume, a sudden spike in repeated system info commands within a short time. 3. Sequence, multiple discovery commands executed back-to-back, showing automated recon. Implementing Credential Guard and preventing ISAS access. Mitigating credential access requires applying advanced defensive controls that specifically break the adversary's procedures, TTPs. Under this we have two techniques, which are Windows Credential Guard and LSA protection, and Privileged Access Workstations, PAW. 1. Windows Credential Guard and LSA protection. Credential Guard is a VBS security feature that isolates ISAS so attackers cannot read its secrets, blocking most credential dumping attempts. LSA protection is a setting that forces ISAS to run as a protected process, preventing untrusted tools from accessing its memory. Detection note: if Credential Guard is enabled, focus on spotting attempts to disable it through registry or policy changes. 2. Privileged Access Workstations, PAW. The best mitigation against credential theft is limiting where high-value credentials exist. Privileged Access Workstations, PAWs, are highly secured, segregated computers used exclusively for performing sensitive tasks, like domain admin login. Principle: by keeping domain admin logins off regular workstations, their credentials never appear in vulnerable memory spaces, cutting off a major path to domain compromise. Practical: mapping Bloodhound and Active Directory reconnaissance to attack. Practical lab: detect how AD reconnaissance tools like Bloodhound, Sharphound map to attack techniques, and identify their log artifacts. Focus on spotting abnormal AD queries and process execution. Full lab steps and details are in the module PDF. Summary: in this module we covered privilege escalation and defense evasion, showing how attackers gain higher access and hide their actions, with focus on techniques like UAC bypass, service misconfigurations, obfuscation, log clearing, and masquerading. Detecting these actions relies on process, registry, and file monitoring, plus building CM rules.